Life is a relentless journey filled with uncertainties, challenges, and moments of personal trials. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the weight of your own struggles? Or perhaps you've noticed that while some people falter, others seem to rise above life's storms with an unshakable inner calm. What if I told you that there is a way to cultivate that same resilience and clarity? A method rooted in ancient wisdom that has guided some of history's greatest minds. In this video, we will explore 10 powerful Stoic principles, keys that can help you outsmart everyone else, not through competition or deceit, but by mastering yourself. Each of these Stoic keys teaches you to build inner strength, protect your peace, and remain steadfast in the face of adversity. By watching until the end, you will not only gain insights that can reshape your perspective on life, but also learn practical steps to apply Stoicism in your daily interactions. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will be equipped with timeless wisdom that will help you navigate any challenge with calm confidence. 1. Don't talk about challenges. Every person, no matter how strong or capable, will face trials in life. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to speak out about your problems, to vent about the unfairness of life, or to share the burdens weighing down your heart? But what if speaking about your challenges actually makes them heavier, magnifying them in your mind and giving them more power than they deserve? Stoicism teaches us that while we all face difficulties, true strength lies in how we choose to respond. When we talk about our challenges too often, we risk giving them too much attention, allowing them to dominate our thoughts and emotions. It may seem counterintuitive, but silence in the face of adversity is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is a powerful expression of inner resilience. Instead of voicing every hardship, Stoicism encourages us to endure them quietly, with determination and courage. Consider this. How often have you seen someone rise above a challenge simply by complaining about it? The answer, likely, is never. Complaints don't change circumstances. They only reinforce the difficulties in your mind. By staying silent and choosing to focus on action, you demonstrate a Stoic strength that not only helps you overcome your struggles, but also sharpens your character. This doesn't mean that we must deny our pain or pretend challenges don't exist. It simply means that we should face them head-on with quiet bravery, focusing on what we can control: our actions, our attitudes, and our responses. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In embracing silence during tough times, you allow yourself to grow stronger, to transform challenges into opportunities for self-improvement. The next time you face a challenge, resist the urge to share it immediately. Instead, pause, reflect, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Let your actions speak louder than your words, and in doing so, you will cultivate the quiet power of Stoic resilience. And when life becomes overwhelming, remember, every challenge is not a burden, but a chance to become stronger. Embrace it in silence and watch how your strength grows. Now, let's move forward to the next Stoic key, where we'll explore the importance of guarding your inner self. 2. Don't reveal your secrets. We live in a world where sharing personal details has become second nature. Social media, conversations with friends, or even casual acquaintances often turn into platforms where we share our deepest thoughts, secrets, and vulnerabilities. But ask yourself, who really deserves to know the inner workings of your mind? How much of your personal life should be revealed? And what is the cost of that openness? Stoicism teaches us the value of discretion and the power that lies in keeping certain parts of our lives private. There's an ancient proverb that says, "Trust is earned, not given." But even when trust is earned, can we ever truly know someone's heart? The Stoics understood that human relationships are fragile and even the closest of friends can betray us, either intentionally or unintentionally. When we reveal our secrets, we give others power over us, power that could, in the wrong hands, be used against us. Have you ever confided in someone only to later regret it? That regret is the realization that some things should remain within, guarded and protected. It's not just about protecting yourself from betrayal, though. Keeping certain aspects of your life private also allows you to maintain a sense of personal power and control. When we share too much, we open ourselves to external influence, whether it's judgment, advice, or the pressure to meet expectations. By keeping secrets, you preserve your inner sanctuary, a space where only you decide how to think, feel, and act. Stoicism encourages us to be mindful of what we share, especially when it comes to our vulnerabilities. By keeping your secrets to yourself, you foster a stronger sense of independence and self-reliance. This is not about mistrust or paranoia, but about self-respect and the acknowledgement that not everything needs to be shared. Some parts of your life are sacred and should be treated as such. However, there is also wisdom in knowing when to share. Stoicism doesn't advocate for complete isolation or emotional coldness. There are times when sharing can deepen relationships, foster trust, and create profound connections. The key is discernment, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Ask yourself, does sharing this add value to the situation, or am I seeking validation or comfort? If it's the latter, consider whether you might find greater strength in keeping your secret and solving your problem internally. When you choose to guard your secrets, you are practicing one of the highest forms of Stoic wisdom, self-control. You're not denying your need for connection. Rather, you're choosing to connect with yourself first and foremost, ensuring that you remain the master of your own thoughts and emotions. So the next time you feel the urge to confide in someone, pause, reflect. Ask yourself if revealing this part of you serves a higher purpose. If not, hold on to it, and let that self-control be a testament to your inner strength. In doing so, you protect your peace and cultivate the Stoic principle of emotional independence. This leads us to our next key, where we'll explore another aspect of silence and discretion, the importance of humility and why you should refrain from discussing your achievements. 3. Don't talk about your achievements. We live in a culture that thrives on recognition. Achievements, whether big or small, are often shared with the world in the hopes of receiving validation, praise, or admiration. But have you ever wondered, what is the true value of an achievement if it must be announced? Why do we seek approval for our successes? Stoicism offers a profound lesson here. Real success doesn't need an audience. Think about it. Every time we talk about our accomplishments, we place value on external validation. We begin to rely on others' opinions to feel worthy, instead of finding worth within ourselves. But Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in what others think of us, but in our own quiet sense of fulfillment and progress. By talking about your achievements, you risk diluting their significance as they become something defined by external reactions rather than your personal journey. The story of the gardener, Liam, perfectly illustrates this point. Day after day, Liam nurtured his garden in silence, never boasting about the hard work he put in or the challenges he overcame. His garden's beauty spoke for itself, and in the end, his success was not measured by words, but by the fruits of his labor. Like Liam, you too can find joy and fulfillment in the process, not the praise. The real reward comes from knowing you've grown and improved, regardless of whether others notice or approve. Why is it so important to keep your achievements private? For one, it protects you from the trap of seeking constant validation. If you grow accustomed to receiving praise for your work, you may start to rely on it, and when that praise is absent, You might feel unworthy or inadequate. But when you internalize your achievements, you learn to find satisfaction in the journey itself, an intrinsic motivation that is far more powerful and sustainable than external approval. Moreover, talking about your successes can breed unnecessary competition or jealousy. We've all experienced moments where sharing an accomplishment led to unintended reactions. Perhaps someone felt envious, or maybe it created pressure for you to constantly prove yourself. By keeping quiet, you protect your peace and focus on what truly matters: personal growth and self-improvement. It's also worth considering how humility, a core principle of Stoicism, plays into this. Humility is not about diminishing your worth or pretending your accomplishments don't matter. It's about recognizing that true success doesn't need to be paraded or celebrated in the eyes of others. The most powerful achievements are those that elevate your character and wisdom, not your status or reputation. So, before you share your next achievement, pause and ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Does it serve a greater purpose, or am I seeking validation? By learning to keep your achievements private, you cultivate a deep sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on external recognition. This is the essence of Stoicism, living for your own principles, not for the approval of others. By now, you've learned the importance of silence in the face of challenges, the value of guarding your secrets, and the wisdom in keeping your achievements private. These are powerful Stoic lessons that, if applied, can transform your life. But this journey isn't over yet. There's much more to discover. Stay with me as we continue through the remaining keys, each one offering profound insights that will guide you towards becoming a true Stoic. And as we move forward, remember, keeping your successes private doesn't diminish them. It amplifies your sense of self-control and inner strength. Now, let's dive into the next Stoic key, where we'll explore the strategic advantage of keeping your next steps to yourself. 4. Don't talk about your next steps. Picture yourself as a chess player, silently plotting your next move, while your opponent watches, waiting, trying to guess your strategy. Every move you make is deliberate, calculated, and purposeful. But what if, instead of keeping your plan hidden, you announced your intentions to your opponent? The game would be lost before it even began. This scenario is not just a chess strategy, it's a Stoic principle for life. Stoicism teaches us the profound wisdom in keeping our next steps to ourselves. In life, just as in chess, revealing your plans prematurely can lead to unnecessary scrutiny, doubt, or even sabotage. When you talk about your future moves, you invite external opinions and expectations, which can cloud your judgment and alter your course. Have you ever shared a goal with someone only to feel their doubts weighing on your mind? Or worse, have you ever felt the pressure to meet expectations after making your intentions known? This is why Stoicism advises us to move in silence, focused, determined, and free from the distractions of others' opinions. Keeping your next steps private also helps maintain the momentum of your inner drive. The energy you would otherwise expend explaining your plans can be redirected into action. Action, after all, is what brings results, not words. When you focus on doing rather than talking, you harness the full power of your intentions. And isn't that what truly matters? To see your plans come to fruition rather than simply talking about them? Consider this. How often do people share their future plans only to lose motivation or fall short of their goals? Studies have shown that when we publicly announce our intentions, we sometimes experience a false sense of accomplishment. The act of sharing creates a social reality in our minds, as if we've already achieved the goal, which can diminish our drive to actually complete the task. Stoicism teaches us to guard against this by keeping our focus inward and letting our actions, not our words, speak for us. By not revealing your next steps, You also safeguard your autonomy. You remain in control of your path, free from external influence or judgment. It's not that you don't trust others, but rather that you trust yourself more. You trust that you have the clarity, the wisdom, and the strength to navigate your journey without needing constant validation or feedback. This is a key Stoic principle: self-reliance. You are the master of your destiny, and by keeping your plans close to your chest, you protect that mastery. Of course, there are exceptions. There may be times when you need to share your goals with a mentor, a partner, or a team. But even then, Stoicism encourages discernment. Share only what is necessary and do so with purpose, not for validation. Ask yourself, am I sharing this because it will help me achieve my goal, or because I'm seeking approval? If it's the latter, pause and consider the Stoic way. Keep your next steps to yourself, and let your progress speak louder than your intentions. As you move forward, remember this: silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Every step you take in silence is a step toward greater self-mastery. Let your actions unfold naturally, without the noise of external expectations. In doing so, you not only protect your plans, but also cultivate the Stoic discipline of inner focus and resilience. 5. Don't talk about others. How often do we find ourselves caught in conversations about others? Who did what? Who said what? Who succeeded? Who failed? It's all too easy to get swept up in the judgments, opinions, and gossip that surround us. But have you ever paused to consider, what do these discussions really achieve? Are they helping you grow, or are they pulling your focus away from what truly matters? Stoicism teaches us that talking about others, especially in a negative or judgmental way, distracts us from our own path and diminishes our character. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we can control: our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Talking about others, especially when it involves criticism or gossip, pulls us into areas that are beyond our control. We cannot change others, nor can we truly know the full context of their lives. So why waste precious energy on judgments that do not serve our growth? Instead, Stoicism encourages us to turn our attention inward, focusing on self-improvement and the cultivation of virtues such as kindness, patience, and understanding. Have you ever noticed how gossip or negative talk about others often leaves you feeling drained or dissatisfied? It's because these conversations do not elevate us. They pull us into a space of comparison, judgment, and negativity. Stoicism reminds us that true contentment comes from focusing on our own journey, not from measuring ourselves against others or engaging in idle talk. When we refrain from speaking about others, we create space for more meaningful conversations that inspire growth, learning, and connection. Moreover, talking about others often leads to misunderstandings, misrepresentations, and even conflict. How many relationships have been damaged by careless words spoken in gossip? By choosing not to engage in these conversations, you protect not only your peace, but also the harmony of your relationships. You become someone who others can trust, someone who is not easily swayed by the opinions of the crowd. There is also a deeper Stoic lesson here: compassion. Everyone is fighting their own battles, facing their own challenges, and making mistakes along the way. Instead of judging or criticizing, Stoicism encourages us to practice empathy and forgiveness. By refraining from talking about others, you develop a sense of humility and compassion for the human condition. You recognize that we are all flawed and that it is far more valuable to focus on improving ourselves than on criticizing others. So the next time you find yourself tempted to talk about someone else, pause. Ask yourself, is this conversation helping me grow? Is it contributing to a positive environment? If the answer is no, choose the Stoic path: silence. Use that moment to reflect on your own journey, your own challenges, and how you can grow from them. And now, I invite you to reflect on your own experience. Have you ever found yourself caught in conversations about others? How did it make you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights can inspire others to embrace the Stoic way of focusing on self-mastery and compassion. 6. Don't talk about your good deeds. When was the last time you did something kind or helpful without expecting anything in return? How did it make you feel? Now, consider this. How often do we feel the urge to share these good deeds with others, to announce our generosity or selflessness? Stoicism teaches us that true virtue lies in performing good deeds for their own sake, not for recognition or praise. In fact, talking about our good deeds can diminish their value, turning an act of kindness into an opportunity for validation. The image of the candle quietly illuminating a dark room serves as a powerful metaphor for this Stoic principle. Just as a candle provides light without demanding attention, our good deeds should shine quietly, without the need for acknowledgement. Stoicism reminds us that the greatest acts of kindness are those performed in silence, out of a genuine desire to help, rather than a desire for recognition. When we talk about our good deeds, we risk shifting the focus from the act itself to the ego. It becomes less about the impact we made, and more about how others perceive us. But true Stoic virtue is selfless. It is not concerned with how we are seen, but with the intrinsic value of doing good. Have you ever noticed that the most impactful acts of kindness often come from those who seek no recognition? It's because their actions are driven by pure intention, not by the need for approval or praise. By keeping your good deeds private, you preserve their purity. You allow the act to stand on its own, without the weight of ego or expectation. And in doing so, you cultivate a sense of inner contentment that is far more fulfilling than any external validation. The Stoics believed that virtue is its own reward, that the joy of helping others, of making a positive impact, is far greater than the fleeting satisfaction of recognition. There is also a deeper level of humility in this practice. When we refrain from talking about our good deeds, we acknowledge that we are not perfect, that we are simply doing our part in a world that requires compassion and kindness. It is a reminder that the good we do is not for our own glory, but for the benefit of others. So the next time you perform an act of kindness, resist the urge to share it. Let the action speak for itself, and find fulfillment in knowing that you made a difference, quietly and humbly. This is the Stoic way, living with integrity, not for the applause of others, but for the betterment of the world around you. And now, let's continue with the next Stoic key, where we'll delve into the importance of keeping your future plans to yourself. 7. Don't talk about your future plans. Have you ever shared an exciting goal or dream with someone, only to feel a sudden shift, a loss of momentum or drive? You might have noticed that, after revealing your plans, the sense of urgency or excitement about achieving them diminishes. This isn't just a coincidence. In fact, Stoicism offers a profound explanation for why we should keep our future plans to ourselves. Sharing your goals can create a false sense of accomplishment, robbing you of the energy needed to actually see them through. This phenomenon has even been studied scientifically. When you share your future plans and receive positive feedback or recognition, your brain registers it as if you've already accomplished something. It creates a premature sense of fulfillment that makes you less motivated to follow through. Stoicism, with its focus on inner discipline and action over words, teaches us that silence about our future plans keeps us grounded in the present and focused on what truly matters, taking real steps toward achievement. Think of your future plans as seeds you've planted in a garden. If you expose them too soon, they might wither before they've had the chance to take root. But if you nurture them quietly, allowing them to grow in their own time, they will eventually blossom into something strong and beautiful. Sharing your plans too early opens them up to external scrutiny, judgment, and even sabotage, whether intentional or not. By keeping them to yourself, you protect them, giving them the space and time they need to develop fully. Stoicism reminds us that the only thing within our control is the present moment. When we spend too much time talking about the future, we lose focus on what we can actually influence right now. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." This isn't to say that planning for the future isn't important. Of course it is. But planning should be a private, introspective process where we focus on the steps we can take in the present to move closer to our goals. Talking about the future too much distracts us from the work that needs to be done in the here and now. Additionally, when we keep our future plans private, we maintain a sense of autonomy and independence. We are free to change direction, adjust our goals, or even abandon plans that no longer serve us, without the pressure of external opinions or expectations. How often have you felt pressured to stick with a plan simply because you announced it to others? Stoicism encourages us to stay true to our own path, free from the influence of others' judgments. This practice of silence also fosters humility. When we don't feel the need to constantly share our ambitions, we remind ourselves that we are not doing it for recognition or approval. We are working toward our goals because they align with our values, not because we need external validation. This is the essence of Stoic self-reliance, finding fulfillment in the pursuit of our goals, not in how others perceive us. Before you share your next big plan or dream, pause. Ask yourself, does sharing this serve a higher purpose, or am I seeking validation? If it's the latter, consider keeping your plans to yourself, letting your actions speak when the time is right. This is a powerful Stoic practice, one that helps you remain focused, disciplined, and in control of your own destiny. With your future plans kept close, we now turn to a more personal topic: the importance of not revealing your weaknesses. 8. Don't speak of your weaknesses. In a world that values vulnerability and openness, it might seem counterintuitive to keep your weaknesses hidden. After all, we're often told that sharing our vulnerabilities makes us more relatable and authentic. But Stoicism takes a different approach. While acknowledging your flaws and working on self-improvement is essential, revealing your weaknesses can sometimes expose you to unnecessary harm. Have you ever shared a personal weakness with someone, only to have it used against you later? Stoicism teaches us to guard our vulnerabilities and to work on them in silence. Why should we protect our weaknesses? Because revealing them can make us vulnerable to manipulation, judgment, or even betrayal. People may not always have malicious intentions, but once they know your weak points, they may inadvertently or intentionally use them to their advantage. Have you ever noticed how anger or frustration can flare up when someone presses on a sensitive issue you've shared? That's because they've been given the knowledge of your vulnerability, and in moments of conflict or misunderstanding, that knowledge can be wielded like a weapon. Stoicism emphasizes self-control and emotional independence. By keeping your weaknesses private, you give yourself the space to work on them without external interference. You protect your inner peace and ensure that no one else has the power to exploit your vulnerabilities. This doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses or pretending they don't exist. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to face our flaws head-on with honesty and determination. The key is to do so in a way that maintains your strength and autonomy. Imagine if a soldier revealed their strategic weaknesses to the enemy before battle. The outcome would likely be disastrous. In life, the same principle applies. Your weaknesses are like chinks in your armor, areas that need to be fortified, not exposed. When you speak of your weaknesses, you give others insight into how to defeat you, emotionally or otherwise. But when you work on your weaknesses quietly, you fortify your defenses, becoming stronger with each effort. It's also important to remember that Stoicism values resilience and self-reliance. By keeping your weaknesses to yourself, you cultivate the inner strength to overcome them on your own terms. You develop a sense of pride and accomplishment in knowing that you've improved without needing to rely on others for validation or support. This builds your confidence and reinforces the Stoic principle that true power comes from within. At the same time, Stoicism does not advocate for complete isolation. There are moments when sharing a vulnerability with a trusted mentor or loved one can lead to growth and healing. The key is discernment. Who can you trust? Will sharing this information lead to constructive support, or will it open the door to unnecessary risk? Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of these decisions, weighing the potential consequences before revealing too much of ourselves. Before you speak of your weaknesses, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of sharing this? Will it help me grow, or am I seeking comfort or sympathy? If the latter, consider keeping it to yourself and focus on overcoming the weakness through self-discipline and introspection. By doing so, you protect your inner strength and maintain control over your personal development. With this practice of guarding your weaknesses in mind, let's move forward to a topic that touches on our deepest aspirations. Why it's important to keep your dreams to yourself. 9. Don't talk about your deepest dreams. Dreams are personal, sacred, and deeply intertwined with our sense of purpose and fulfillment. But how often do we rush to share these dreams with others, seeking encouragement or validation? Stoicism teaches us that our deepest dreams should be guarded, nurtured in silence, and protected from the judgment and skepticism of others. Sharing your dreams prematurely can not only expose them to doubt, but also diminish their significance in your own mind. Have you ever shared a dream only to feel discouraged by someone's reaction or advice? That's why Stoicism advises us to keep our dreams close until they are ready to be realized. When you speak of your deepest dreams too soon, you open the door to external opinions that may cloud your judgment. Even well-meaning advice can sometimes steer you off course or create doubt where there was once confidence. Your dreams are your own. They are a reflection of your inner world, your hopes, and your aspirations. When you share them too freely, you risk allowing others to impose their limitations or fears onto your vision. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate an inner space where our dreams can grow without interference. Think of your dreams as delicate seedlings. They need time, patience, and protection to grow strong. Sharing them too early can be like exposing those seedlings to a harsh storm before they're ready. By keeping your dreams private, you allow them the time and space to develop fully without being influenced by the doubts or judgments of others. There's also a psychological benefit to keeping your dreams to yourself. When you share your dreams prematurely, you might experience a sense of satisfaction simply from talking about them. This can create a false sense of progress, making you feel as though you're closer to achieving your dream than you actually are. Stoicism reminds us to focus on action, not words. By keeping your dreams private, you maintain the drive to work toward them rather than becoming complacent from discussing them. In keeping your dreams to yourself, you also cultivate a sense of autonomy and self-reliance. Your dreams are yours to pursue without the need for approval or encouragement from others. This aligns with the Stoic principle of self-discipline. You are responsible for your own path, and by protecting your dreams, you ensure that you stay true to your vision, free from external pressures. That's not to say that you should never share your dreams. There may come a time when sharing your aspirations with a trusted mentor or partner can provide valuable support. But Stoicism encourages us to be selective about when and with whom we share. Before you reveal your dreams, ask yourself, is this the right time? Will sharing this help me, or am I seeking validation? If the latter, consider holding on to your dream a little longer, allowing it to grow stronger before sharing it with the world. Now, as we come to the final Stoic key, let's explore the value of solitude and why it's crucial to keep your moments of solitude private. 10. Don't talk about your moments of solitude. Solitude is one of the most valuable gifts we can give ourselves. It is in solitude that we connect with our inner selves, reflect on our journey, and cultivate a sense of peace and clarity. Yet, in today's world, even moments of solitude are often shared on social media, in conversation, or through casual mention. Stoicism teaches us that our moments of solitude should be sacred and kept private, for it is in these quiet times that we discover our true selves and our deepest wisdom. Why is it important to keep your moments of solitude to yourself? Because solitude is a personal experience, one that is meant to nurture your inner world. When you share these moments, you risk diluting their significance. The act of being alone, of sitting with your thoughts and feelings, is an essential part of self-growth. It's a time when you are free from the distractions and demands of the outside world, where you can listen to the voice of your soul. Sharing these moments can disrupt that connection, turning a private experience into something performative. Stoicism teaches that in solitude, we confront our true selves. We strip away the noise of daily life and face our fears, desires, and aspirations. It is in solitude that we find clarity and strength. By keeping these moments private, we protect the sanctity of that process. Solitude allows us to reflect on our lives, to assess where we are and where we want to go, without the influence of others' opinions or expectations. There is also a profound sense of freedom in keeping your moments of solitude to yourself. You are free to explore your thoughts and emotions without the need to explain or justify them to anyone. This is a key Stoic principle, emotional independence. By keeping your solitude private, you cultivate a sense of inner peace that is not dependent on external validation or understanding. The next time you find yourself in a moment of solitude, embrace it fully. Let it be a time for self-reflection, growth, and connection with your inner self. And resist the urge to share it. Keep it as a sacred space where you can recharge and realign with your values and purpose. In doing so, you honor the Stoic practice of inner focus and emotional resilience. As we conclude this journey through the 10 Stoic keys, I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of how Stoicism can help you outsmart life's challenges, not by competing with others, but by mastering yourself. From keeping your challenges private to protecting your dreams, these Stoic principles offer a path to inner peace, strength, and resilience. Remember, Stoicism is not about external success or recognition. It's about cultivating the wisdom and discipline to live a meaningful life, true to your values. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these Stoic keys resonated most with you? How do you plan to apply Stoicism in your life? Your insights can inspire others on their Stoic journey, so don't hesitate to engage. And if you found value in this video, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery, and may the Stoic path lead you to greater peace, strength, and fulfillment in all that you do. Stay resilient, stay focused, and live with purpose. See you in the next video.